Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, now look. So for this one, it's gonna be about me being on Dirk ass again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let y'all know why. But before I get into all of that, I'm gonna let y'all hear this. This is not coming from Lil Durk's actual judge. This is a judge, a TikTok judge, whatever they call them, that's weighing in on the situation. Then I'm gonna give y'all my commentary. First and foremost, this is coming from Truth Teller TV. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, go on over there to his channel. You know what I'm saying? Show him some love, because he always coming with that new shit. You feel me? So I'm gonna let y'all hear this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let y'all hear what I gotta say about it. You know what I'm saying? Alright, how about that?
Little Dirk, or Lil Dirk as they call him. I wanted to put up this picture because it's an example of the legal matrix. I talk about it all the time. Look, when you decide to go against the law, when you decide to break the law, the legal matrix will take control of your life and you don't control anything. So here we have it. I'm not talking about his charges. I'm not talking about whether he's guilty or innocent. All I know is he's currently incarcerated and he cannot get a bond because the judge is saying he would possibly have to relinquish everything. Imagine that. A judge having the power to tell you you have to get rid of your assets, your future earnings, everything you own, simply to be let out on a bond or bail. That's ridiculous. But guess what? That is the legal matrix, and that's why you have to avoid it at all costs. And it's coming from a judge. But I want you to win. So take care.
Alright, now, first and foremost, before I go into that, you know what I'm saying? That judge on that last little statement he made, I want you to win, was a lie. He is a judge. His job is to book your ass. You know what I'm saying? His job is to put your ass on that stick, straight rotisserie style, hog tied, and put your ass in that deep fryer and smoke the shit out of you. That is his job. So no, he do not want you to win. His job is for him to win. You know what I'm saying? So that last little statement was bogus. Anyway, let's get back to Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? Alright, how about that? Now look, the situation with Durk, right? Pretty much what that judge was saying about Durk's situation. What was he saying about Durk's situation, Mr. Roller? Alright. Now y'all know I done made videos about this. I've been speaking on this Lil Durk situation because there's too many people that believe that, Lil Durk gonna be all right in jail. He got money. He gonna get out. He gonna be good. Blah 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 blah. And basically, I just been filling in the gaps, letting y'all know that it's a wrap for this guy. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is gonna be that nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? So let me break this down, right? Now, with the last bond hearing that he had, and I spoke on that situation. You know what I'm saying? But with that last bond hearing, he offered them like $5 million or some shit like that, to be released into his trial. Well, the system responded back and said, "Nah, we don't want that $5 million. You know what I'm saying? We know you worth $100 million. How much ever he is worth. We just gonna say $100 million. This is what the system saying to him. We know that you worth $100 million. How is it that you only trying to come off $5 million for your life? You evidently don't want to be out there too seriously because if you did, you would give us everything that you have for your freedom. This is how the system is playing with Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? And this is exactly what the judge pretty much told Durk in a nutshell. Was he didn't want to come off of all of his assets. He didn't want to come off of all of his property. He didn't want to come off of all of his money. he didn't want to come off of everything that he had for his freedom. So since he didn't want to come off of it, we can't let you go. You know what I'm saying? And this is the craziest part of it all because they wasn't gonna let him go. No way. Even if he was to offer all of that, he could put it all on the table right now and say, you know what? All right, y'all right. I am worth $100 million. I got $100 million in the bank right now. I'm gonna give y'all this whole $100 million right now. Let me go. They still not gonna let him go. You know what I'm saying? This is the feds. They don't want his money. They want his soul. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. They want his soul. So basically, they responds back to Lil Durk for what? This is what, third buying hearing. They response is hey, no, we not gonna let you out because you didn't want to come off of everything that you have. You know what I'm saying? This is how they playing him, man. You know, because if that was the case, you know what they could have did? They could have scratched that right on record, right then and there. When he offered the $5 million on the buying deal hearing, he offered the $5 million right there. The judge could have told them to go right off record, right there. Judge could have been like, hey, off the record. Now y'all done been to court. Y'all know they do this all the time, off the record. They say what they got to say in between that time, and then they say, all right, back on record, and then it's back to regular programming. You know what I'm saying? But they can go off the record and they can go back on the record anytime they want to. So with Lil Durk's situation, with him being in a federal courtroom, meaning that there's no cameras in there or none of this shit, they could have went off the record easily, been like, hey, you know what? Hey, that 5 million cool. That 5 million cool, but we know you got 100 million. If you really want to get out, give us that whole 100 million right now, and we'll let you out. Back on the record. You know what I'm saying? They could have did that. They could have threw that in there real quick, off the record. You know, but that's not what they want. They don't want his money. You know why? Because that's their money. They the ones that print that shit. They the ones that distribute it out to him. They don't want that. They want this. They want that soul. You know what I'm saying? You out here committing crimes and hurting souls and taking souls. This is how the system gets to get back. They take your soul. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what they did to Lil Durk. They took his soul. Just like I spoke about the whole R. Kelly situation. He is understanding the realization of what's going on. Diddy, Lil Durk, they getting there right now, as of now. Both of them. They getting to that point right now. Diddy the same exact way. He didn't went up for 3 or 4 different buying hearings and got shot down every time because they don't want your money. They want your soul. You know what I'm saying? The soul is the most precious thing that was created on this earth. The soul creates everything that's here. You know what I'm saying? Besides water, grass, dirt, shit like that. But the human soul creates everything else around it. You know what I'm saying? Just like that jail that they put you in. The human soul created that jail. You know what I'm saying? We created our own punishment. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And basically, when we do wrong, that's what we got to resort to. We got to resort to a punishment that we created for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's the ultimate get back. And that's how the system gets you back, by taking your soul. And that's exactly what they did to Lil Durk, P. Diddy, R. Kelly. They took their souls. Give it here. You didn't want it. You was out here playing with it. So since you don't want it, let us take it. And that's exactly what they did. They took their soul. And now these guys begging and pleading any way they can to get out of jail, just into trial. Not to get out of jail permanently or none of that. Just to get out to trial. You know what I'm saying? In the system. Nah, we don't want none of that. We cool. But since it came around to Durk, and Durk kept going up there, hey, I'm not a part of this situation. Y'all don't got no real evidence on me. Let me go. Give me a bond. And to be quite frank, they probably really don't got the evidence. Don't take that from me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not no cop, I'm not no prosecutor or none of that. I don't know what they got on that man. Me personally, I believe that he's done. He fried. I believe they got what they got and he's cooked. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, only him and them people in that courtroom know what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? So he might be arguing the fact, hey, they don't have no real evidence on me. You know what I'm saying? Let me up out of here. And the system might be like, damn, he right. They might not got much evidence on him, even though we know it's him that did it, but we might not got much evidence on him. You know what I'm saying? And this guy keep coming up for buying hearings, like, and we keep shooting him down. What's gonna be our excuse? We got to come up with an excuse now as to why we not letting him out. Because we not gonna let him out. Now we need to come up with an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Because not only him and his legal defense team is asking for an excuse, now the public eye want to know what the excuse is. So guess what? This how we gonna hit him. We gonna go in this courtroom on the record and say, hey, what you offered was nice, but you wasn't willing to come off of everything that you got. So you a threat to society because you can get out with the rest of that money and get people killed and knocked off before this trial start and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you really wanted your life that bad, you wouldn't have no problem with coming off of whatever your net worth is or whatever you have. You know what I'm saying? To set yourself free. This is how the system played with them. Instead of just saying, nah, we ain't letting you go. They had a motherfucking spin move for him. They spent the block on him. Oh, okay, you think you be sliding? Watch us slide. And that's exactly what they did. They slid on him. Nah. If you wanted your freedom, you would have came off everything you got. Name one man that's willing to come off of everything he got just to get out of jail. Now look, it sound good, but ain't no man trying to do that. To come on absolutely nothing, that's a hell of a risk. You know what I'm saying? And even so, even if that is the case, and the system do tell you, hey, you got to come off of everything you have to get out of jail. Guess what? If he know that that's his only option, hell yeah, he gonna come off that shit right in and there. It's not gonna be nothing to talk about because he wants his freedom at the end of the day. Fuck the money and the cars and all of that shit. He need his freedom. You know what I'm saying? The money, the cars, the clothes, the hoes, all that don't mean nothing to him while he's in jail. His freedom is the only thing that means something to him. So yes, if they go off the record and tell him, hey, we'll let you go, but you got to come off everything you got. Dirk could come off that shit real quick. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the type of deal that they offer him. Dirk had to make his own deal. You know what I'm saying? And that this is their response. Well, yeah, you offered this much, but you didn't offer everything. So nah, we can't let you out because you ain't offer everything. Like you got to remember, this guy got 100 killers behind him. He got to pay them, and he got a bunch of kids as well, with baby mamas right behind it. Like that man got a lot of responsibilities fresh out the gate before his whole music career, industry contracts, endorsements, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? He got street shit, kids, baby mamas, all he got all that to deal with before he can even get the business. So yeah, I'm not mad at Lil Durk for not coming off everything off the rip. Like, no, it's a bargaining tool. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with just like if you go to a lot and you want to buy a car. You know what I'm saying? And the car that you want, they got it up for sale for $20,000. You go ahead and hustle up that 20 bands. You show it to the lot with that 20 bands. You're not gonna tell the salesman, hey, yeah, that car right there, you want 20 bands for? I got 20 bands cash right now for it. Don't nobody do that. especially if you got it on you. You're gonna be like, hey, I got 15,000 right now. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker either gonna be like, all right, cool, come on. Or nah, I need a little more, maybe 16,500, 17,000. It's a bargaining tool. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what's going on here with this whole dirt situation. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up, man. But it is what it is. You know, I'm not mad at him for not coming off everything. You know, this is just a bond. This is not you go home for free and you good. This is just a bond. You know what I'm saying? Until your next major court date type shit. So yeah, he wasn't supposed to come off of everything. He got a lot of shit to take care of. And he been gone for a long time, for some months. So he done lost out on a lot. He got a lot to catch up on. So I'm not mad at him for not throwing everything out the window off the rip. Like, no, it's a bargaining tool. He's supposed to bargain it. You know what I'm saying? But this was the excuse that they came back at him with. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I know that that was just a straight excuse because, again, if they wanted his assets and everything to set him free, that would have been held at the first buying hearing. It wouldn't have took two or three buying hearings for that bomb to finally drop. They would have dropped that the first off the rip. Hey, Dirt, just come off everything you got. We'll let you go on till trial. No, it wasn't it at all. You know what I'm saying? And this man keep coming back on buying hearings. And y'all still never put that on the table for him. Hey, you know what? Just come off everything. We'll let you go. Because that's not what they want. They want him. This is just their excuse to keep him in custody. Like, oh, okay, you came over 5 mil, that's cool, but nah, you got to give us everything. You know what I'm saying? To ensure us that you're not gonna flee the country. You know what I'm saying? To ensure us that you gonna follow with our rules. To ensure us that you're gonna do what you're supposed to do. So you coming off of everything that you have is going to ensure us that you're going to come back to court. You're going to face your fears, your problems, whatever you got going on. You're going to come back and face that because you're willing to come off of everything right now. If that's the case, that would have been held at his first buying hearing. This is how the system play with you, man. And they playing with Dirk right now. They telling him, you're not getting out. No matter what you offer. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna go ahead and throw a monkey wrench in there and say, hey, instead of you offering it, you should have offered everything. We would have considered it if you would have offered everything. So now what? Guess what? Dirk gonna try and come back on the first buying here. Willing to offer everything. And you know what they gonna do? Smoke them. Nah, you should have offered that the first 3 times. Now it look like you on some flight risk type shit. Cause now you just trying to give up everything just to get out until your trial date. You know what I'm saying? They gonna keep coming with excuses, man. That's how this shit go. You feel me? So again, man, what this judge, what he spoke on, what he said, he put it all in a nutshell in 60 seconds. You know what I'm saying? That Dirk not getting out. That's just all there's to it. And the system, they laughing at him right now. They saying you should have just gave up everything. Since you was gonna come with that, you should have just gave up everything. That's what they saying. You know what I'm saying? But since you didn't want to give up everything, we're not gonna let you out. In layman's terms, we weren't gonna let you out anyway. But since you keep stepping in our courtroom, okay, let's put this on record. Yeah, we would have let you go if you would have came off or anything, but you didn't. So we feel like you is a danger to the community and you a flight risk to the country. So nah, we got to keep you because you only trying to offer this much of this much that you have. You a flight risk. You know what I'm saying? Out cold business, man. But at the end of the day, Lil Durk is done for. He not coming home. So he can stop. And now you got TikTok judges up here talking about this case. It's over for bro. It is what it is. Been another episode of Roll Up a Pour Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.